Everyone, I'm Ed Zimbardi here, and I'm here to answer your questions about the crypto program. But before I do, I want to go over some ground rules. You're welcome to unmute yourself. Just give me a chance to finish a thought or finish a sentence. I'm going to have an open monologue here to begin, and then I'll open up for questions. Let's take one at a time. I'll stay on this Zoom for as long as I have questions. I've been known to do Zooms for hours upon hours upon hours. I don't anticipate that to happen here since there isn't a whole bunch of people on, and we are kind of doing an impromptu. There's been a whole bunch of people getting started now that the site has officially launched, and I wanted to give everybody the opportunity to get their questions answered. Now, there will be some questions I just can't answer, and I won't answer because I've made it clear what the program is, and I'll go over that a little bit further as we move along here. I've got a whole bunch more people joining. If you have referred people to the system and you've joined this call, by all means, share this link so that they can get on and get their questions answered. At the same time, this recording will be edited and then put inside the Facebook group. So with that being said, let me begin. Lots and lots and lots of questions, but before I get to them, I want to share a little bit of an overview. So this program has been going on offline, in other words, as a private opportunity for people for decades. It hasn't been online available. It's only been private, offered to people that are in a specific network, influence of people. And I've been part of it for quite some time and very excited about it because it sustained itself for a long time. And there was no indication whatsoever that it would ever be opened up to people outside of the network, outside of the clique, if you will. Well, I inquired. Why did I inquire? Because I've been part of lots of high-risk, high-reward programs that have come and gone. Some of you probably were involved with them as well, like COTP, Matify Yielders, Often, Grin Miners, etc. They offered tremendous rewards, like doubling your account in 22 days, 3% per day, 5 days a week, just insane amounts. Well, I also know that the people that I know behind the program, they make insane amounts of money. So it's definitely possible to offer clients a big payout, without a doubt. Now, this program is designed kind of like a private money offering. What do I mean by that? Some of you know my story, and I'll share it quickly. About 20 years ago, 2001, 2002, Google AdWords came out, and I started dabbling with it. Very quickly, I became addicted to it and started generating, I think it was about 8 million leads in about 7 years. It was specifically in the network marketing and personal development space. Fast forward, I got out of that niche and then changed niches into the real estate niche just as the industry was starting to collapse. What I mean by that is the credit crunch. So I started buying keywords. And the keywords were in the rent-to-own space, lease purchase space. And I started feeding those leads to brokers and agents all across the country. But I also created a funnel where I put in $1 and ultimately offered many different affiliate offers like credit reports, credit repair, debt consolidation, etc. And I ended up generating 10 million leads from 2008 to 2012, spending $200,000 per month of advertising. Now, there's a lot of inventory out there to be purchased on all the high traffic websites. The number one site is Google. And then you got Yahoo, and you've got news sites like CNN and Fox News and Drudge Report. They all offer traffic. You can buy traffic. So the people that I learned this from have done extremely well, and I've met a lot of people in the space over the years. I personally was able to put in $1 and get $4 out. The way I was able to take my company public to the stock exchange in 2012 was because I didn't have all the money in the world, but there was all the inventory in the world to buy traffic. So what I did is I went to my very first friend and said, hey, let me borrow 10 grand. a personal loan. And I'll give you $5,000 at the end of the month and 15 days later. So in other words, let me use your funds all month long. And on the 15th of the next month, I'll give you 50% on your money. Why? Because I was buying traffic with his $10,000, and then I got paid on the affiliate offers that I offered to the keyword traffic I was buying. I got paid the next Friday. Ultimately, I got paid 3 days after the week ended. Ultimately, I was able to use that $10,000 at least 5 times before I had to pay him $5,000, which is 50% on his $10,000. Now, what does that mean? That means if I was putting in $1, getting $4 out on the different offers, and I did that 5 times, do the math. I was able to afford to pay out 50%. Fast forward, I took my company public, had some health challenges, retired for a few years, and decided to get back involved in doing some affiliate stuff and just private investing. Some in the Forex space, some in the crypto space, some in real estate, and continued with my other private investments I've had for a number of years. I decided to go back to some of my friends who are still doing this, and I said, you're paying out quite a bit of money here, which is awesome. Have you ever thought about setting up a site and then offering it to people on a small basis instead of minimum $10,000, $25,000, $50,000 to get started, where some people would buy packages of 1,000 at a time at $550 a package or $500 a package? Would you consider setting up a site? I'll help in the mastermind of the site, of what it would look like. I'll help with the developers in coming up with what I think needs to happen. I'll help manage it all. So this way, you guys don't have to handle the customer service. You don't have to handle the developers. I just need to know one thing. How much can you afford to pay out if I can go and promote something as a quote unquote super affiliate, if you will, and give people a very attractive amount on their crypto? In this case, we settled on USDT. Soon, we'll be adding USDC. But to start, USDT, this is a crypto program. It starts with one package as a minimum, 550 USDT. In order for the affiliate portion of the program to sustain itself, 50 of every package purchased, no matter if you buy one package, 5, 10, 20, 50, or 100 packages, 50 from each, not $50. If I said dollars, I'm always, I always mess up with that. 50 USDT is added to the referral program. That crypto is put into an account that's available to pay out referrals. How do the referrals work? It's simple. When you refer somebody to the program and they purchase one package, 50 USDT is available for payout. It goes into the account, the referral payout account. 25 USDT is immediately paid to you. If somebody referred you, then they receive 6.25 USDT. The rest gets put into the program so that they can make money on that money until the next month. The next month, if the person keeps their USDT, 500 USDT in the program, then they pay out 15 USDT on the referrals recurring package. And then whoever referred you, that's what you would receive, 15 USDT. Whoever referred you receives 6.25. And of course, they made money on the remaining balance. If you take 50, do the math, subtract 25, because they paid that out in USDT, subtract 6.25, because they paid that out to the person who referred you. The balance goes into the program for them to earn whatever they earn, percentage-wise, on that money, and then it can sustain itself long-term. The 25% that your referral purchased the package on is 125 USDT on 500. That 500 is theirs. They own that package. 25% is paid out. 25% USDT is paid out 32 days later. That's 125. So on day one, the entire risk for anybody that purchases a package is 100% risk for 32 days. After 32 days, your referral or you would receive 125 USDT. That just reduced the risk on this particular opportunity of the private loan that you've given them by purchasing a package is now 75% risk on that original 500 USDT. Each month going forward, it reduces by 25% because you, or if it's your package or your referral, receives 125 USDT, which is 25% of the original 500 USDT. So after 4 months, your money or your referrals money, which is crypto USDT, is paid back in full. But the principal, 500, remains in the program and will continue to remain in the program month after month, not just the first 4 months. Could be after the first month, they can request their USDT back. Could be after the second, third, fourth, could be after the 10th month. It's still their original USDT capital. You can request to receive that back at any time throughout the month. If it's done in between cycles, that we refer to them as cycles, then at the end of a cycle, not only is the 25% USDT paid out that's due on that one package in this example of 125, the original 500 is paid out. So they would receive, or you would receive if it's your package, 625, but then you're out of the program for that particular package. That means any referral USDT would stop going to you because your referral stopped their packages and request the payout. Or the person above you, let's say it's a 2-tier referral program, would stop receiving 6.25 as well. And I see some stuff in the chat here. I'll get to that in just a moment. Just wanted to fully explain the program up front. We have a Facebook group. The Facebook group is not a public Facebook group. It's my personal Facebook group because I only started offering this particular loan program, if you will, for crypto 6 months ago. In 2 days, it'll be officially 6 months old. Everything started with a spreadsheet, and I've lost all of my hair because of this. No, actually, I've been going bald since I was in my 20s. I think that's why I now have a beard, because I feel better, because the hair's losing it here and staying here. It's just changing colors. Program is almost 6 months old. That means the people that started on June 12th not only have received 100% of their USDT back on their original package or packages they purchased, they're in the profit 50% on top, and they still have their original capital. It sustained itself already for 6 months. Now, I've opened up the site, site's launched, it's not fully automated. What I mean by that is, it's a manual process to validate your package purchases, which is okay. It's just a little bit slower than I would like because development and technology, especially with blockchains, it's a little tricky and it's taking longer than I would have liked, but they have poured lots of money into this project and they're not going anywhere soon at all. In fact, as long as I'm involved, it ain't going anywhere. So, the full automation should begin on Monday/Tuesday. What does that mean? That means when you purchase a package, the automation will be in place to check the etherscan.io blockchain for your package purchased, for whatever the amount you told the system you were going to buy in packages, and then apply it to your account without me being involved on the customer service side to validate it like I have been. There is one catch to that. I've just been informed There are some limitations when you purchase packages from an exchange like Binance. We'll just use that as an example because I know lots of people in my audience have been using Binance. Binance has like 16 to 20 different wallets. So when you make a deposit into your wallet in Binance Exchange, they split that deposit up amongst lots of different wallets. So when you request to send money out from your wallet, it has to come out of Binance's wallet, and they have 16 to 20 or more. When that wallet in Binance sends the money, it doesn't show it coming from your wallet. It shows it coming from Binance's wallet, which makes it more difficult for the automation to validate your purchase. So that's why there's a change going forward. The change is if you want your package validated pretty much within minutes, you must use a decentralized wallet. A decentralized wallet, there's a few of them I've posted in the Facebook group, and I've been collecting them. 3 off the top of my head are MetaMask, Trust Wallet, and Exodus. Those are fully decentralized wallets. That means when you send funds to another wallet, in this case, to the wallet of the crypto program, purchasing packages, the automation has been built and the developers have put in the code so that it can track your wallet on the blockchain and verify your purchase, which means they can instantly activate your package. For those of you that choose to continue to use Binance or any other exchange platform, even some of the ones like I recommend, Club Swan, and I could tell you more about that later and why I use it, it's going to have to be done manually, meaning you'll have to send a screenshot to either me or customer support email, and it could take 24 to 48 hours, especially as I want to live a life again, and I dove into this project 6 months ago, and it's taken over my life, and I want to get away from that. So that's why the automation's in place. So if it's the weekend, I may not be able to do anything, or customer support may not be able to do anything until Monday, and it'll get backed up from the weekend, all because you don't want to send from a decentralized wallet, which is your choice. It's just you can't get mad at the program because I'm giving you fair warning. It's all automated if you use a decentralized wallet versus an exchange like Binance. All right. With
hey,
that,
Ed,
yes.
could I say a word?
Hey, there you are, Scott. Hey, welcome.
Thank you so much. Listen, I announced this program in my Telegram chat, and I was working with Thuvi. I got so excited that I thought this was exclusive to my group. I made a huge tactical error. I apologize for that. I posted my link in the chat. So please, everybody that's not on my team, disregard that link. It was a mistake, an honest mistake, and I apologize to you, Ed. Thank you very much.
No worries.
I'll mute myself out again.
Okay, no worries. It happens. Even to us veterans, right? It happens. We still make mistakes. But I appreciate that. All right. Another fact. I don't own the program. The back end of this program, I don't own it. I am a product or a package purchaser just like you, but at a much higher amount than what this online program has been rolled out at. Now, why did I create this? It's simple. I have a lot of people that follow me, and I've been in this industry, online, offline, direct sales, traditional business, real estate, all types of investing ever since my 20s. So it's 30 plus years. As a network marketer, I've built teams of tens of thousands of dollars and done millions and millions of dollars worth of business volume in my teams per month. Currently, I'm not actively building any network marketing businesses, so you're safe in having any of your teams associated with me. I'm focused on this project because I've been in the Forex space for quite a while, crypto space for quite a while, and we've had some ups and downs. Like I said earlier, been involved with some very high risk, high reward programs, paying out double your money in 22 days. 3% per day, etc. I've lost a lot of money, and some of the people that have followed me have lost a lot of money too. So I decided to ask the people associated to this program in the back end if they would allow me to help them create this online program that they own, because I want to help people recover funds. It's safe, it's secure. I have my money and have had it for a number of years now, and I thought now is the time. That's why I created the program, but I don't own it. Now, I helped in creating this program with them because the majority of people don't have tens of thousands of dollars to get started. And a lot of the people that have been following me have gotten started with as little as 500, 550, whether it's dollars in other programs or crypto, USDT here. And there are some people that follow me that can do 10, 20, 50, 100. There are people in the program now that have hundreds of packages and have that financial means. I want to help people. I enjoy seeing other people be set free financially. To me, freedom is about your time, owning your own time instead of somebody else owning your time. The only way to own your time that I have found is when you have financial freedom, because financial freedom means something different to each person. Some people just want to get out of their job. Some people want to have a nest egg beyond replacing their income. Some people want to get out of the debt that they're in. Regardless of what it means to you, to me, it means owning your time instead of being a slave to somebody else. Do the math. I'm about to publish a spreadsheet in the group that somebody's working with me on of how a very small amount of packages purchased over a short period of time can set you free financially if you currently have a job. This is outside of anything else that you're doing. The reason that I've helped to get the site out to where it's at now, and it's public, but not being promoted necessarily publicly, only a few of you guys to your audiences, but there's no advertising that's out there for anybody to know about this, is because I'd like to see people be set free. That's always been a mission of mine, and I believe it's going to happen for a lot of people. In fact, I know a few people who are already set free financially because they've been involved for 6 months now, and a few people have only been involved a few months that have enough packages that over the next few months, as they repurchase packages, they will be set free financially because it's just replacing their current income and then having the choice. It's much better to have the choice to do what you want when you want. And if you want to stay at a job, stay there. But wouldn't it be nice to have the choice if you want to go part-time, or you do it because you love it, not forced because you have to, because you got to pay the bills. Now, I'll answer questions in the chat here in just a few minutes, but it's important to understand that there's risk in anything. There's risk if you get in the car driving down the road, and if you have kids, you got to trust that a 4,000-pound or a big truck coming in the opposite lane on a 2-lane highway, that they're not being distracted with kids in the back seat, they're not high on drugs, they're not drunk, they're not eating while they're driving, they hadn't dropped something and leaned down to pick it up on the floorboard, and they crossed the line and hit you dead on. There's nothing guaranteed you're going to wake up tomorrow. There's nothing guaranteed at all, other than, as everybody says, death and taxes, right? You can limit your taxes if you set your structure properly. That's a different story for a different time. When dealing with money, either currency, fiat, or crypto, there's different levels of risk, and there's different levels of risk tolerance. I believe this is a very low risk program because your USDT is not locked up for any lengthy period of time other than 32 days, the first cycle, 30 days thereafter. You can request it all back at any time. Not partial, has to be the whole package you purchased, that group of packages you purchased. You can't have multiple packages at any time. You can buy a package a day if you want, multiple packages a day if you want. They're all separate package groups that you can request back at any time. only purchase what you can afford to lose. Don't put your rent money in. Now, I know of people, some are close to me. I've done this in the past over my career. I've leveraged other people's money. That would include credit. If it's a safe enough instrument to put your funds into or crypto into, here, it's a 32-day risk, and then it drops to 75% risk. You have a 4-month risk, total risk over time. But anything can happen at any time. I'm very confident about this program because I know the people and they've been doing it for years. And the majority of people that are on here or inside my Facebook group at this particular time have known me for a number of years, and they know the kind of person that I am. I want to help people, and I'm not going to promote something if I don't believe in it. Can I be wrong? Have I been wrong in the past? Yes. But quitters quit and don't ever get back up. This is a program I believe will be here for years to come. To answer that question, for those people that say, can it sustain itself? Yes. I don't think there's anybody on earth, maybe Musk and a few of those huge billionaires like Jeff Bezos, that could take all their money and buy all the inventory of advertising that's available on the Googles, the Facebooks, and the other high traffic websites. So therefore, there's really nobody that would ever do it. And every time there's a new niche, like when COVID came around, there's new search terms, which opens up a new niche. And if you're an expert in that field and you know how to dominate it and get up and running quickly and have the financial means to test quickly and then start having conversions, well, I would say that's a pretty safe way to put funds into, to put $1 in and get, even if it's $1.10 back. How many dollars would you want to put into a program that got $1.10 back every time you put in $1? I was fortunate enough to get into a niche, like I said earlier, put $1 in, got $4 back. I couldn't get enough money fast enough. In fact, I went to that first friend, and that led to me to another friend and another friend. And I was paying out 50% per month before I took the company public, and then ultimately retired, and then had some health issues and just got out of the industry. Did very well on that one. So we're going to be here for quite a long time. And I know some people say, oh, Ed, you don't have the best of health. You've had 3 surgeries in the last 3 years. Yes, true. I have some things in place on my side. If there were ever anything that happened to me, don't worry, just because you don't know what's happening behind the scenes with the other team of people who run the program. There are people who would step in my place, and this would continue on. Why? Because I have my funds in it too. It's that simple, so not to worry. So with that being said, let me run through the chat real quick, and then I'll open it up for questions. Hopefully everybody understands what the program is, what it's about. What's on the website is all the information that's going to be provided publicly. Inside my Facebook group, obviously I'm providing a little bit more, and I'm always available to answer questions. However, I do value my time. As much as I want to help everybody one-on-one, it's impossible as this continues to grow. I've launched this program with my audience, and we've got several hundred people slowly that have been testing it out over time. And now people own tens of packages to dozens and dozens to hundreds of plus packages. Use the system that's in place. The Facebook group, if you want to invite people, great. Anytime I hear of somebody getting in the group promoting another opportunity, and it's brought to my attention with a screenshot in a chat, because some people do that, boom, it doesn't matter who you are, you got to protect everybody in the group, because I'm all about having as high ethics and moral standards as possible, especially coming from a network marketing background. You don't steal people or their teams. You can attract people, but you don't reach out to people and offer them something else if they didn't ask for it. You're going to get banned and removed from the group. So I want to make sure that's clear up front. So it's a safe place to put people into so they can learn more about the program outside of what's just publicly on the website. But use the customer support email as well. And don't expect a rapid response from me. Everything will happen in due time, especially as this is expanding. I got to dedicate some time still with the developers in order to get this thing running smoothly. And then I do have some other plans to expand on this to make things even better But that can't happen until phase 1 of this launch is complete and it's fully automated and takes everything off my shoulders. So with that being said, scanning through the chat, since this one has been running the past 20 years, for 10K capital, your money will be growing into billions or these shares. Yeah, well, it hasn't been running for 20 plus years with people putting in tens of thousands of or hundreds of thousands of dollars. They started out with their own money, and how they operate and how much money they have, I don't know, and neither do you, but they do extremely well. The only thing I can tell you is that when I was first introduced, they were spending $200,000 of advertising per day. That was over a decade ago, like 15 years ago. And that wasn't but their money. So it'll be around for a while. So people understand better, for example, if you have one Bitcoin on Coinbase or Binance, you don't really own that Bitcoin. When you have the Bitcoin in Trust Wallet or Exodus, you actually own that Bitcoin. 100% correct. Abel, I appreciate that. So tell us the IP addresses, multiple logins, and correcting details. Yeah, you definitely can't do multiple logins from the same IP address. Yeah, you can use VPNs and all that, but I want to be clear. The referral program is on the honor system. If you want to try to skirt the system just to make your 25 per package initially and 15 on residual, you might get away with it for a short period of time. But in phase 2, more development will be done to catch people trying to skirt the system and signing up, family members or their wife or their spouse. Don't do it, because you'll jeopardize your financial future with this program. The program's run in the highest, most ethical and moral way. If you're not going to run it the same way, you'll get caught. Your packages will be returned to you. Your cycle payment will be paid out, and then you're gone. And more importantly, the relationship with me will be over. You won't ever be offered anything from me again. And money's not worth it. Relationships to me are worth way more currency than making $25 when somebody, or 25 USDT when somebody signs up, and 15 for each package each month. So do it the right way. If it's family members in your household, don't sign them up just so that you can get a little bump there. If it's an adult in your family that doesn't live with you, fine. Okay, if they live with you because it's an adult child, okay, let them have their own wallet. That's fine. But don't try to come up with ways to skirt around the system. Can we request original capital back and reinvest it on a different day? Yes, absolutely. You can request it back and it all comes in. But here's the thing that has been brought up many times. People are like, they message me and say, Ed, should I wait until next week so that I end up having a payout like every single week? Here's what I say. If you have funds sitting on the sideline and you wait 7 days, you lost 7 days worth of, if you divide 25% over 30 days, comes out to be just 0.08 of 1%, right? Just under 1% per day. You just lost that money. Why would you wait? Why wouldn't you want to get it all in now just so that you can have a payout each week? You're going to get the payout sooner if you do it today than if you wait till next week to buy another package just so that you can psychologically have a payout each week. No, get a bigger payout by putting in and purchasing your package now. I've never understood that concept. You want to earn interest on your money now. Why would you wait another week to purchase another package or request the payout, and then it takes a little bit of time for you to get paid out and then buy it again? I never understood that, but everybody's to their own. I like to have my money working for me constantly, and crypto. When 30 days are up, does your package automatically get rolled over? Yeah, you don't have to do anything. This program, great question. This program is completely automated. What do I mean by that? You purchase your package. If you do not request your package to be returned to you, your capital of USDT, and you're automatically paid out your 25%. So that's a given, that's automatic. But your original package of 500 USDT stays in the system until you request it to be returned. So that's automatic. So when it renews automatically, that means you're on the books, so to speak, of your loan package to be paid out 25% 30 days later. And it continues until you hit the red X inside your client portal saying you want it back. Now, if you hit the red X and you didn't mean to, okay, contact me at customer support and they can get that cycle so that it continues on. But you gotta, you gotta say, I made a mistake. But don't hit the red X to request your package back, your capital in your package, unless you plan on taking it out. It's that simple. And here's another question that's come up. Why won't your package profits of 25% compound? Just leave it in there. And here's why. Being involved with other programs like COTP, Matify Yielders, etc., where your funds were tied up, and a lot of people just let it compound and let it compound and let it compound, and they never took their original capital out because the profits were there and they saw it grow. I could have requested that these guys in the back end set up the development so that your funds stayed in your wallet and let you press a button when it accumulated to buy another package and let it compound. But I saw too many people get hurt, including myself, to multiple six figures. I said, I think it's best if we force people to receive their profits, because I know people, dealing with people for 30 years. And I know people in Forex who are in other programs where they've let their money compound. Just was speaking with a friend of mine who said, Ed, you've said it for years. This person had $17,000 in a Forex trading account. It made it to 50K, and then it blew up. And I had been preaching, pull your capital out, your original capital out. They didn't. So they didn't lose 50K because that was just profit. It wasn't their money. They lost 17K. But if they would have pulled the 17K out, they wouldn't have lost no money. So I'm forcing through this program and recommended it. These guys took it and said, yeah, you're right. They don't want any problems. You get your 25% in 4 months. It's risk-free. Forces you to pull your capital out. Then you could never say that, well, you could always say you got scammed, but you could never say you didn't make any profits and didn't get your funds out. You could never, like this guy contacted me and said, yeah, my girlfriend's really upset because she didn't pull any funds out, even though I've been preaching to pull your funds out. So that's the reason why. Any plan to have different packages? Great question. Yes, that was talked about. Maybe having one that a little less of 550 and it maybe pays out less. There's been some that maybe bigger packages that maybe pay out a little more, but first development phase, too many moving parts to do that. Wanted to make it super simple. So this is the way it's going to run with, but it could possibly be in the future. Great question, Miss A. So how do you know that this is adult kids you might live at home? We don't. But through relationships, people like to talk, especially a lot of people get involved with network marketing. It's the biggest tattletale industry in the world. You'll eventually be caught. So hopefully they do make enough money that they can move out, right? I agree with that. We'll see. Will the platform come with TRC, USDT, and have less fees? Yes. At some point, more currencies will be put into the system. But this is a fully automated anonymous program, and there's lots of KYC issues in the back end for these people, as well as, so that's why the limitations is what it is right now. And it's going to take more research and time to figure out some of the other currencies and how that can be done with the automation in order to, track the purchases and give credit without a lot of customer service involved. My wife has her own wallet. Can I sign her up? No, you can't, because it's your wife. And you guys, you can take in the funds yourself for your wife and for you, and then send money over to your wife's wallet. There's a tiny little fee. But if you set up your wife with her own wallet and use your referral, you're scamming the system. And as more and more people try to do that and it's found out, I think it's best to just kill the whole referral program. So I'm putting everyone on notice. And for those of us that have big audiences, I'd appreciate it if you were to emphasize that message to your audience, because your referral USDT crypto will be in jeopardy if the program is shut down on the referral side, not the package side. Everybody can become financially free through the purchases of their own package or packages. I don't think anybody's going to become financially free first just through referrals, because you really need to be, as they say in the industry of network marketing, direct sales, you got to become a product of the product. And if you're not buying your own packages and buying more and more of your own packages, which earns you 125 USDT, and you're just emphasizing getting more people involved just to get the residual, then you're going about this wrong. Yeah, we want to help a lot of people, but the way you can help a lot of people is make sure they adhere to how the program works. So just do not promote that. I'd appreciate it. And everyone else will as well. Can we sign up? Can we sign up our parent who doesn't live with us? Yeah, absolutely. That's fine. I believe in helping your parents. I know somebody who's very close to me that signed up their parents. They have retirement income. Fortunately, their retirement income exceeds their expenses. So they have a little bit of extra money every month. And they're just buying a few packages every month, and that's helping them to have additional income. And I feel really good about that, because then maybe they could take an extra cruise a year or do something else for their grandkids, on top. But yes, that definitely can happen. All right, those are all the questions so far that's in here. I appreciate everybody that's on. I'm going to open this up live. I know we've been on now for about 42 minutes. And like I said, I'll go as long as everybody wants, has questions. I'm happy to answer them. So one at a time, go ahead and unmute and ask me a question.
Hey, Ed, this is Scott Morris. I just wanted to say thank you for doing this impromptu meeting. It's very, very helpful. There's a lot of action going on in my Telegram room right now, and boom,
Awesome.
That's how I got confused. But really looking forward to meeting you next week.
Yes.
And having dinner with you. And thanks again for having this. Appreciate it.
You got it. You got it. Scott and one of his business partners, associates, Jacob, and then a couple others, they're flying in next week to sit down and have dinner. Even though they know about the program, I've already put money into the program. They just want to, they're kind of old school, want to meet face to face, shake hands, have dinner, break bread. And that's open to anybody else that wants to do that. I actually did that back in the day before the internet. That's what I traveled around the world, building teams and building relationships. Still have relationships with people back in the 90s when I got started. 1989, when I first got started, my first network marketing opportunity. Again, to be clear, this is not network marketing. We don't refer to uplines here or downlines. This is a referral program, and it's only two-tier. It's an affiliate referral program. So I like to always mention that too. But hey, if you want to meet, besides doing a Zoom here like this, I travel around the world at times. I'm home for the holidays. Feel free to come in, stop in, and schedule it. I'd love to do that. Heidi says, so appreciate you, Ed. Having worked with you on other projects, it's a no-brainer to work with you here. As I tell you all the time, you're just the biggest. Well, I appreciate that, Heidi. Last year I did a summit in the Caribbean. I think we had about 30 people that came into the Caribbean from Europe, Canada. A little too far, I guess, from people in New Zealand and Australia. It was, how many days we do it? I forget, it was maybe 10 days or a week. I was there for 3 weeks, met with people who came in early, stayed, later with people. We're going to do that here with this program. This program is paying out. It has for 6 months. We'll go a few more months, maybe sometime early next year, as more and more people are getting paid out. You could use some of your USDT payout money, and we all get together. I love masterminding. I love getting together with people. The people who were there in March of last year can tell you I spent tons of time with them, and we had fun too. We did a lot of great stuff, and they got some treats as well from me being there. I just love doing that. And this isn't network marketing. I just love doing that to be around people, because I believe if I can set more people free financially, can hang out with more people doing fun things around the world, right? And to me, that's what it's all about. You just mentioned it's an affiliate program. Is that how the ROI is generated? Can you please explain how the income is generated? No, your income is generated strictly off of your one package of 500 USDT. You earn 25%. Nobody else earns any of that if they didn't refer you. In other words, there's lots of people personally who I've referred. I don't earn 25 USDT from their package, and then on the second tier, if they refer somebody 6.25, I've made it that way. I get my money a different way. Yes, I'm a super affiliate, if you will, but that's not, I'm not like an upline, so to speak. So if I referred you and you refer somebody, you only earn from the 50 USDT, not from the 500, just the 50 USDT. It's 25 USDT initially, and then 30 days later, it drops to 15. And the second tier is just 6.25. At the time the person purchased the package on the 2 levels above, or below you, sorry, and every 30 days. One other thing that just brought to mind, that's why I love questions, because it brings other stuff to mind. And I know people have questions and want to know how stuff works. When, I'm going to use this as an example. If I referred Scott and somebody referred me, at the time Scott purchases his package, Scott's not going to earn his 125 USDT until 32 days later. However, because the $50 of the the 50 USDT of the 500 USDT goes into the referral program, that's available immediately to be paid out. There's no delay. So that's paid out usually the same day before midnight. To me, it would be 25 USDT. And if somebody who referred me, they would receive 6.25. So it's paid out that same day. Right now, it's a manual process, at least for the next few days into next week. I do my best to get all the referral USDT out before midnight. But when the automation kicks in, there'll be a cutoff time. The cutoff time might be somewhere as early as 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to maybe 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which means if you refer somebody and they purchase a package and it's 10:01 or 10:30 or sometime before midnight EST, your referral funds of 25 USDT, or if it's a second tier of 6.25, won't go out until the next day's batch. Payouts will be once per day, and it'll be sometime between 8 to 10 p.m. But before midnight, they're setting it at 8, somewhere between 8 to 10 p.m. In case there's ever a glitch, they would have a couple hours to get it fixed, because I took pride since launching the program back in June of this year, June 12th, to make sure everyone was paid on time every single time. And inside the Facebook group, people were posting the results, and they always confirm they're paid out on time like clockwork when they're supposed to. There was only one time that I couldn't pay out that day, and it's because I was in the hospital. And I just couldn't even do anything on my phone laying in the hospital bed. Now, that taught me I need to have a backup. And there is, and especially when the automation goes in place, there's backup on that. But right now, there's backup. God forbid something would happen to me and something happens, or manually payouts need to go out. They will go out each day. So good question there.
Hey, Ed,
Yes.
Can I hop in for a second?
Of course, go ahead.
Hey, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I just didn't understand your response to my question. Maybe I didn't ask it the right way. So I was the one that asked the question about family members in your house. So
Sure.
I'm not interested in collecting the referral fee. I'll be honest with you. That I have no interest in that. I mean, I'm interested in them having their own accounts to manage their own money.
Perfect. And I'll address that. I know what you mean.
So that's what I'm trying to accomplish. How do I
Yep.
get them with their own accounts so they can
Yes.
make their own money and I don't have to touch their money?
Okay,
Thank
so then, yes, great question. Glad you clarified it. But let me ask you a question. Did someone refer you?
Yes, they did.
Great. So that means even if you purchased a package and then transferred them the money, the person who referred you would receive that referral commission, correct?
Yes.
So just get their referral link and let your wife sign up, and that person still receives it, and you're not gaming the system by using your referral link, and you accomplish your goal where you don't want to have to send them their funds in their wallet if they have their own money. It's a spouse. Just let them use their your referrals link.
Got it. Okay, perfect. Then that answers
then
my
that's
question.
moral, ethical.
Right.
Because I don't want to see the person who referred you not get paid, but at the same time I want to protect the people behind the scenes and not have to pay out more than they should just because you want to have a spouse have their own funds. That's the way around it, morally and ethically.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And thanks
Okay.
for saying that. Yes, this is being recorded. Great question. Yeah, Terry, the money is generated from selling AdWords. What is AdWords? Okay, it's not just AdWords. Facebook is not AdWords. AdWords is Google AdWords. When you go to Google and you're doing a search, you look at the ads at the top, on the sides, that's called Google AdWords. There's also YouTube. There's ads on YouTube. That's buying traffic on YouTube, buying traffic on Google, buying traffic on Facebook, buying traffic on any high value asset news agency that has lots of traffic. Then they sell that traffic and allow advertising to be put in place. And when the advertising is put onto those high traffic websites, it's called a media buy, either direct from that site or through an agency. They can put ads that link to whatever offers that they're presenting through the ad. So these guys offer ads in all different types of niches through direct relationships with companies who have affiliate programs or affiliate networks and have been doing this for decades now. It's a great question. Anybody else want to unmute and ask a question?
I got a question, Ed.
Yes.
Sorry, Jamsey or
Hey,
Jacob.
Jamesy.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing you.
Yeah. I know a lot of people in this space, well, and just opportunities in general, especially when they hit the public and you've got a lot of recruiters or people who know a lot of people, a big network. And then a lot of times we see where government gets involved, you got cease and desist, just crazy stuff like that. So I'm wondering if there has or what has been put in place for this on the legal compliance side to run for years.
Great question. Well, first of all, everything about this program is anonymous. So I don't know who they're going to cease and desist. That's number one. Number two, this is not an investment. This is like a private loan program, like I shared with you how I started back in the day and how these guys have been doing it for years. They've been doing it for years and have never been shut down. And they deal with quite a bit of money, more than I believe that publicly is going to be put in here at these small levels of packages. Now, sure, it certainly can get into the tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars of purchasing packages. But we don't know what the future is going to bring. Anything could happen at any time. Laws can change. Who knows? But from a legal team standpoint, this is how they set it up in the back end so that, they don't anticipate being found out. I certainly am not going to share that information because I am just an affiliate like you promoting a program that's online. It's that simple. So we'll see how that goes. Yes, I'm aware of programs that have been shut down, but usually they're shut down because they are considered investments. This is not an investment. It's a loan, and you're getting paid back interest on your loan. It's private, and it's been going on for decades. Offline, even before the internet came on and got involved. So hopefully that helps, but great question. Anybody else? I'm excited, guys, because the test period is over. It's not just, we're not doing this now at the 4-month mark with just a handful of people that privately know Ed. We have hundreds of people that are involved that have been paid more than 4 months now, because we're about to hit the 6th month into the 7th month on the 13th. So it's working. This isn't a theory. This isn't, anything like that. Yes, it's still a ground floor program because the world doesn't know about it. It was just people inside my audience, and now it's trickling out. So I do want to let you know that if I was a marketer that was promoting this, there are a lot of people that have been hurt that are still looking. They aren't quitters. They're still looking. They're the people who are involved with the COTPs and the Metafy yielders and the Offins and the grind miners, and probably other programs that are involved with maybe trading of any other platforms. I know there are some out there that are still going, and that's great. But to me, documentation trumps conversation all day long. It just beats it. And we've got it here. If you have any kind of an audience, you don't know what they're doing online every single day and where they're searching and what they're looking for or being presented by somebody else. You have a unique opportunity to share something special with people that has documented proof, especially inside the Facebook group. The longer you pause or hesitate to share this, now that you know what you know, because you don't know what you don't know until you know it. And now that you know it, it's on you to do something about it, or sit on your hands and experience it yourself when there's hundreds of documented proof out there and the risk is super low. Tell people, just get started with one package. Your 500 is at risk. It's 50 the cost of doing the program because it goes into the referral portion of the program. And you're 100% at risk on one package of 500 USDT. 32 days later, it decreases by 25%. So over 4 months, your risk decreases. Guys, when I was married, I'm divorced a few years. I have 5 kids, a nanny, my mom and stepdad, and my ex-wife. We all go out to Japanese steakhouse. I love that place 2-3 times a week. By the time we ordered drinks, some adult beverages, the kids got their sodas, sushi, and the hibachi meal, it was easily over 550 USDT. 4 hours later, I was ready to eat again. So was everybody else. That 550 didn't last but just 4 hours. Gone. 550 USD to get started, 500 at risk, 32 days. Let's see if you get the payout. If you're that skeptical. But if you're that skeptical, you shouldn't be doing anything like this or any kind of programs. So there's a lot of hurting people out there. And the people from those other programs that I mentioned, COTPs, Metafy yielders, often Green Mine, and others, they're going to hear about this from other people. So it's either through you and you get the referral and build up your confidence and build up your audience, because at the end of the day, your reputation gets damaged if stuff doesn't work out. So either you stop referring or you keep referring, and because you're involved yourself. And then when it hits a home run, which I've done some in the past, and I know some of you others here have hit some home runs, people will follow you. But at the end of the day, it's not about, for me, making money. It's about helping people. And if you come from that standpoint and people truly understand that you are looking to help them and you found something that you believe is good and true, which equals too good to be true, which is totally fine, but made into a negative connotation because it sounds too good to be true. No, it's good and it's true. The true part is there's documentation to back it all up, and it's good. So it is too good to be true because it's true. Then more people will follow you and you'll impact a lot of people's lives. Now, I've taken some hits over my career, a few recently. I'm human like anybody else. And I haven't been as active. I'm getting older. I'm 55. I'm going to be 56 in January. But one thing that keeps me going is to help people, because people need help. There's a lot of people hurting. This economy goes up and down. It's so manipulated by the media and politics, governments. I just don't let it bother me. I focus on helping people. Actually, more empowering word, assisting people, because helping is more a negative word. Assisting people empowers people. Helping people creates enabling people. So with that, you lost audio. Have everyone lost audio? You still hear me? Somebody said they lost audio.
No, we can still hear you.
Okay, cool. All right, so another question, sir. TRC wallet question. What's the TRC wallet question? Post it here in the group or unmute yourself. Variz says, if I have a request a full amount, how long will it take for the process after complete the cycle? That day. So if you request, if your cycle is due to be paid out on the 13th of a month, it batches with all the other regular payouts of people getting their 25 USDT, people getting their referral USDT for that day of new packages. Your full capital goes out that day. There's no holding period. That's what I love about this program. It's taken the years of experience being involved with so many other programs and made it very simple, and the problems with other programs are eliminated here in this program. Sure, there's going to be a few things that it can only do because, you know, business can only do certain things, but I'm familiar with some of those things, and I hate holding periods. I hate holding periods that people can't, you know, pull your funds out for a period of time, and then when you request it, it takes even more time. They drag their feet. So it's all automated. So right now, it's only ERC20. It's USDT ERC20. USDT TRC20 is coming soon, and so is USDC ERC20. Any other questions? Feel free to.
Hey Ed, it's Marta here. Can I ask you about, how are you?
Champion, you've been referring lots of people. Good for you. Impacted people's lives, right?
Yes, absolutely. It's all about helping people out, right? Recovering some of these hits we've had this 2022. Yes. So 2 quick questions for you. One of them is, because I do like to refer, I've been on space for quite a bit of time now, but I do like to pique curiosity. So what is the best way? Because, you know, when you pique curiosity, obviously people who follow you will come back to you, especially if you have that relationship. So what's the best way, how, you know, to kind of put it on your stories or your timeline where you're not giving out the program? You have a few ideas, you can help us with that. And my second question is a little bit more personal, because obviously I'm using this program to really help our family out, like my husband, my 2 children. My daughter has her own thing. I don't know, I think she's doing it for pay her university. What strategy, like once you get your initial capital out, I know there's different strategies out there. So I kind of wanted to pick at your brain, 50-50 strategy, or, you know, do 2 or 3 months of like rebuying more packages, just a little bit, because you've been doing this for a little bit longer. So what would be something that you can kind of point me, because I do have a lot of packages now, and my first goal is to, obviously I'm halfway there of recovering my initial capital, but once I hit that 4-month mark, I need to make a decision if I want to do like a 50-50 strategy or continue buying for X amount of months. So if you can help me that way, that'd be awesome.
Okay, I'll address that. Probably a little bit more of a lengthy answer because there's lots of strategies, and I'll share some thoughts with you. But on the first point, I always mess up multi-questions because I'm getting old and my brain seems fogged. First question was about what again?
So piquing curiosity, like
Yes,
what,
yes, got it.
kind of,
That's all I
so
need.
you don't give it out to your audience.
Yep, I got
but
it.
they come to you, right?
Yep. So great strategy is to ask the question, are you earning 10% or more on your fiat or crypto on a monthly basis? If you are, I'd like to hear about it. That gets people reaching out to you. You could say 15% or more, or most people aren't, 25% or more, because there are programs out there that are people are earning 10% or more. That gets people to reach out to you, right? Another strategy would be, if you're not earning 25% or more on your fiat or crypto, why aren't you? Would you like to learn how? That will pique interest without giving anything away. Then obviously you invite them to the Facebook group, you share your results. I love how you share your results in the group every day. You're almost getting paid, a couple times a week, right? And so that's how I would do it. And if I were in your position. Now, as far as the strategies, the most conservative is to buy packages, and don't take every single month, it's 25% on all your packages. You just keep it out of the system until the 4th month. And then you have all your capital out. That's for the person who doesn't want to have much risk at all, right? That's the least amount of risk that somebody could do in the program. I don't believe in that, but hey, it's okay if somebody wants to do it. That's like the minimum. Then the person would have to wait to the next month, the 5th month, before all their capital's out. They could request all their money out and they've doubled their money, but if they wanted to grow, then they would have to start buying new packages, which puts them back at a little bit of risk on that new money because it's putting some capital back in. But if they wait for the next month's payout and payout number 5, then that's also pure profit, and that they can use to pay their bills. It's going to be difficult to be financially free, by month number 5 if you're doing that. So therefore, it's free money, so to speak, right? Because the capital's out. So why not start buying new packages and let that roll? Because again, if you have all your capital out and something whatever happened, you didn't lose any money, right? You got your original capital out. That's the safest way. But it all depends on what your strategy is ultimately and your goal. If you're looking to replace your income, I have a spreadsheet I'll be posting in the group very soon that somebody in this whole group is helping me with. That's going to show what the risk would be over a period of time by repurchasing packages, and that you have a solid income coming in on a regular basis. Me personally, I'm a little bit more of a risk taker than waiting until all my capital is out before I buy more packages. I'm a little bit more of a risk taker than not buying any packages, and just letting it pay me back before I start buying packages. It sounds like you're a little bit more like me. You've been buying packages along your journey before the 4-month mark, so that each time you buy packages, yes, those funds are at risk, but every time you're paid out, excuse me, your risk decreases. What I also like to do is always look at a program's longevity. The biggest risk was the first few months, and the people that believed enough in me that of what I've said, this program's been around for a while, but now it's online. And it's paying off, right? So that should, hold on one second. Sorry about that. So at the end of the day, I believe with those kind of strategies, and you look at the length of the program, the longevity, and if people have been in long enough where not only did they get their capital back, they're in the profit on top of that, right? It's the capital that's in there now for the same packages that they've been paid all in back in full. That's all profit. So it's profit making profit, right? And it's just compounding at that point. And if they keep adding, you can wait another few months and pull out that capital. So it's really profit now, a percentage of the profit. So I think if you have a healthy mix of keeping some capital out until maybe instead of taking the whole 25% out, you take 12.5% out and leave the other 12.5%, right? Worth of money. And you put it aside and then you add some funds to it. The spreadsheet's going to help a lot of people with the question you just asked, but it's really, it's up to you. What the question you should be asking yourself is, what is your risk tolerance? Some people have kept all of their funds in terms of, what I mean is they've been paid out now 6 times, about to start the 7th. And when they're paid out, they just add all those funds up. If it's enough to buy another package, they buy another package. So they took their original capital and they keep letting that capital compound. And they're okay with doing it for 6 months or a year. It all depends on how quickly you want to reach your financial goals. What I can say is this: nothing's guaranteed. An act of God can happen. Stuff happens. But based on my years of experience, I 100% believe, since this has been around for years, it's going to continue to be around for years. I understand when you lose funds from other programs that you have some anxiety. Perfectly normal. But with any purchase of any kind, there's always risk. So if you can manage that risk well to your own emotions, you'll see over time, you'll do very well with this program. So hopefully that helps.
Alrighty. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Questions? Just unmute yourself. We still got a good group on. I know I didn't get the link out very quick. I love doing impromptu sessions. And I'll be doing more of them too. And I'll be posting the links inside the Facebook group when I do that. Anybody else? Be happy to answer your question.
Yeah, I have a question, please. I jumped on late and so you can tell me to go and look at something else to get my answer if you feel like you've answered it already. Sure. Okay, so I heard about this today. When you initially started it 6 months ago, what was the growth like of the people adopting the program? How many people did you start off with? How steady did it grow throughout the 6 months?
Great question. I like to do things slowly, especially when it's new. If I go directly to the website right now, and I look at, it shows there's 448 registered wallets already and 536 registered users. That means there are people who have not set up their wallet yet, and you can't make a purchase until your wallet has been set up. I would venture to say that 90+% of the people that have registered their wallet has already purchased at least one package. So hopefully those numbers make sense to you as far as the growth. Yeah,
so I was thinking more of was it 10% every month or a week? Did the adoption grow by about 10% or 15%, or was it quite stable?
Great question. I did not keep track of that. All I did is created a Facebook group, invited some of my personal contacts that I've done business with over the years, shared the program. And I know at the time before I opened it up to people like somebody that may have referred you that I don't know, about 50% of the people in the Facebook group had purchased the package.
Okay.
I just don't know what the growth was each week or each month.
Is it your program or are you?
No, not my program. I helped mastermind the program and put it together. It's a great question. So I'm just sharing it privately to all of my people.
Program founders.
Yes, I do.
But you're not the founder. Okay.
No.
Because they want to remain anonymous. Is that right?
Correct. And I understand why.
Tell me why.
It's just like anything else. When you launch something, think of all the people that have the same question and don't follow instructions and go to, let's say, a Facebook group and will spend the time to watch the videos. And since we're dealing with your own individual crypto here, each person should be taking responsibility to do the research about it and going directly to the people who are running the program and actually earning the funds that ultimately can pay out what they pay out. They have the same 24 hours in a day as you and me. How in the world could they operate if they have hundreds then turns into thousands or tens of thousands of people asking them one-off questions. They can't. How do I know that? Because I've launched my own programs in the past. I've had thousands of people, and I just had to create a video and direct people to the video instead of answering a question, because most 99% of the questions are always answered. You know, when you record a video, you put it out there. So there's no way they can be distracted and pay out what they're paying out by answering one-off questions from somebody that just is nervous about purchasing one package at $550. Be a different story, and it is a different story when people buy 1,000 packages at once. They have spoken to those people directly, because that's quite a bit of money, versus 500 when the risk decreases every 30 days or so by 25%. But if you're not in the Facebook group, whoever invited you can get you in the Facebook group, and I've put quite a bit of information in there, and you can see that there's hundreds of people that have been paid out and post their results on a regular basis, because it pays out every single day. But great question.
Can I ask one more question?
Sure, as many as you'd like.
So what I understand the what the revenue, how the revenue is generated to a degree. Definitely not an expert. So when we purchase packages, how quickly does that money get funneled into creation of revenue, and how does that get grown, and you know, then the percentage returns come back to us?
Great question. That's why the first cycle is 32 days, not 30, because it takes them 24 to 48 hours to get the funds converted into actual fiat, which is what they use in their campaigns. And they've got to get the funds converted to fiat. Then those funds got to actually get into play, meaning into advertising campaigns. And those advertising campaigns, you know, if they're already up and running, they're just fueling more. They got to turn them up. So they need 24 to 48 hours, especially if it's the weekend. Banks aren't open to do wire transfers or anything like that on the weekends. They did ask me, can we do that when you do this program, Ed, and get it all set up on the technology side? Can you set the 25% divided over Monday through Friday versus the weekends? And I said, yeah, we can, but then people aren't getting paid every single day. It's only Monday through Friday. And I was with another program, Matify Yielders, and it was frustrating going into that program when I was involved with COTP, which was like instant every couple of hours, and then it was more fluid on a regular basis, even though that turned into a scam. Matify Yielders was only Monday through Friday. So I said, you know what, I recommend that we do it 7 days a week, have it automated. But the very first month when the funds go in, that first cycle's got to be 32 days to give you guys, you know, if somebody puts money in on a Friday, you can get it out and get it into play, you know, by Monday. And they agreed that made sense. That's why we do it, you know, 7 days a week and 32 days on the first cycle. Great question.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We've tried to think of everything, but we can't always think of everything. But,
what are the risks to the project? So it's different to obviously trading where somebody presses the wrong button and trades your money badly. What are the risks to losing money here?
I got the smart ass answer and I got the other answer.
I'll have both.
I do like to have I do have a dry sense of humor sometimes. I'll give you the dry sense of humor. Let's see. These guys have been doing what they do for a long time. They could start an advertising campaign and it fails. That means money they put into the campaign didn't make money. But they've been doing this so long that they know how to adjust, just like any other advertiser. They know how to adjust advertising. They don't go in and risk 100,000 on a brand new campaign. You start off with 25. dollars, if they're using fiat. And you test until conversions work. And then you ramp it up and put in as much money as you can to that campaign, as long as it's making a profit. So I would say the smart-ass answer, humor answer is, unless they wake up one day and forget everything they've done for the longest time and decide to dump tons of money into a campaign that doesn't make any money, then they're not going to have very good return. Now, common sense says they're not going to do that, right? So to put everybody's mind at ease, I guess the regular right answer to put in is, think about it this way. They have lots of campaigns running in lots of different niches that they can scale up with more and more money into their campaigns, which continues to pay out that whatever percentage, ROI on those campaigns. Some produce more ROI than others. Some start fading away because, like think about COVID. If that was a new one that came up and running, they dominate quickly. People are searching for masks and all this other stuff that's relative to that niche. They dominate, and then there's not so much traffic there anymore, and it slowly dies down. They feed the other campaigns more money that, are popular, trendy. Do they lose some money on campaigns? Yes, it's part of it, but they don't not make profit. They make a lot of profit percentage. They're just only willing to pay out 25% USDT, and they wouldn't be paying it out if they couldn't afford to do it and making a lot more. So hopefully that puts everyone's mind at ease more about, can you lose money? Yeah, you can lose money. I mean, it's always possible, but I don't see how, if they are running the campaigns in a proper and responsible way, which they have been doing for quite a long time. So hopefully that answers your question there. Any other questions? Just unmute and ask away.
How long have you known the founders?
Decades. And I've been part of the program for quite a number of years.
So you actually know how to do this stuff if you were to do it yourself as well?
Yeah, in the early part of this recording, I shared my story. I got introduced to this concept 15 years ago, and I've generated tens of millions of leads that have converted into sales. And I took my marketing company, public to the stock exchange in 2012. Then I had some health issues and been recovering for a while. And I've decided I want to help some people. And this is the best way to do it without having to learn exactly how they do it. Like those of you who are involved with trading or Forex trading, you get involved with programs where someone is a so-called professional trader because you don't want to learn how to trade. Well, you don't want to necessarily learn how to do what they're doing, and you just want your money to make money, and that's how it works. But good question. More of my stories is in the beginning of the recording and inside the Facebook group as well.
So this is recorded. I can rewatch it then.
Yeah, you can go back and watch it all in the Facebook group. I'll post it here in a little while. What's that?
I've asked to join the Facebook group. I'm just waiting to be let in.
Okay, I'll do it here in just a second. Any other questions? Happy to answer them. The Facebook group, the name is Passive Income Opportunities. And got some member requests here. I'll process them. Any other questions? You just go ahead and unmute yourself. All right, the queue is cleared out. Anybody who has a question? Was it put in the chat? No. Let me put the group